Good afternoon, everyone. So, my name is Tuan and I'm from Vietnam. I'm currently working for the Public Procurement Agency under the Ministries of Planning and Investment. I'm delighted to be here today to talk with you about the Vietnam Sustainable Public Procurement. My presentation will be divided into three parts. In the first part, I will talk about some achievements that Vietnam gained from sustainable public procurement, and the second is main challenges that Vietnam is facing, and the last one is some conclusion. So let me start with the first section. To talk about the achievements in sustainable procurement, we have to talk about the legal framework. The first, about the legal framework. And in Vietnam, we have already some strategies and action plans for sustainable procurement. For example, the nation's strategy on green growth for the period 2011-2020 with the vision towards 2050, and Vietnam National Action Plan on Sustainable Development Strategies, and all the strategies and action plan we promote a sustainable consumption and develop being green lifestyle. And the next achievement about the legal framework is we have a quite comprehensive legal framework for public procurement. For example, we have law on public procurement, decree to details the implementation of the law. And for example, in the decree number 63, we have an article to talk about to require the criteria for evaluation of bid that include criteria of environment impact and solution, and other laws related to sustainable procurement, for example, law on environment protection and the decree. In Article 44 of the law on environment protection, we requires heads of agencies and units funded by the state budget shall prioritize the use of environmentally friendly products and services which has been eco-labeled. And the other achievements is about the eco-labeling. Currently in Vietnam, we have 3 eco-labels in operation. They are green label, which developed by militaries of green label is by the militaries of natural resources and environments. The energy efficiency labels developed by militaries of industries and trade. And the last one, Green Lotus label, is by the militaries of cultural, sports and tourism. So now I will move to the main challenges that we are facing. The first, I will talk about also about the legal framework. Although in our law on public procurement, we have criteria for evaluation of bids about environment impact and solution, as I said before, but there is no further elaborate on what is environment impact and solutions, and there are no specific provision for procuring sustainable product service in law. And one of the challenge that we lack of mandatory sustainable rules and legislation. And I think one of the problem in our legal framework, we don't have any incentive mechanism. We have not a specific incentive mechanisms for bidder to offer to offer their green product in bidding process, for producer to invest and produce green products. And the last one, for the legal framework, that we lack of enforcement mechanisms. Although in some legal documents we said that the uh, when the agency or the procuring entities procuring, they must use the products that are already able that already have eco-labeled, but no one incorporate in their bidding documents. And because of no penalty assessed for procuring entities when they don't procure green products. So now no package procurement package procures green products. The next challenge is the environmental labels. I think that the eco product certification system in Vietnam is not simplified enough to promote or to engage the producers to participate in. And also the few in the market, a few products meet eco label requirements. So if we produce in a large quantities, then maybe there are not enough products to satisfy the buyers' requirements. And the third main challenge is the corporation and human resources. In Vietnam, the militaries are planning and investment, militaries of industry and trade, militaries of culture, sports and tourism, militaries of natural resource and environment, and the militaries of finance are the organizations which have the most significant influence on the implementation of sustainable procurement. Those agencies are also the biggest public buyers and are just highly involved in the national public procurement system. But currently, there are no inter-ministerial cooperation mechanism being set up to support the development and implementation of sustainable procurement. And beside the lack of interagency cooperation, I think the human resources, for example, the expertise in the sustainable implementation, the awareness of people of communities about sustainable, and the lack of training of procurement staff is also the main challenges for Vietnam in the recent days. And the last one, I want to talk about the lack of measurement of environmental and economic outcomes of sustainable implementation. We all think that some people have perception that we should focus on monitoring and evaluation after we had the framework, the comprehensive framework. But in my opinion, we should have the monitoring and evaluation to support our decision on how to take how to do the sustainable procurement. We should have the method to evaluate our environmental and economic outcomes. And the last one, I want to I want to emphasize that Vietnam uh, has efforts already have efforts to implement sustainable procurement, uh, such as several legal documents. We have national programs, action plans. That all of this show that the determination and efforts of the governments in sustainable procurement. However, uh, besides there are a lot of advantageous conditions for sustainable procurement. Vietnam also face difficulties and obstacles in implementing these tasks. That's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. If if you have any question, feel free to share and comment. Thank you very much.